Open houses are a great way to build your real estate business. Today I'm going to share with you 7 expert tips to take advantage of this great opportunity. There really is nothing better out there as far as strategy goes for you as a real estate agent to build your database full of potential buyers and sellers than open houses. So what I want to do today is I want to share with you some of the best practices, some of the expert tips, some of the things that we've developed over the last 30 years that help you not only increase the number of people that come through, but to make sure that you take advantage of every opportunity that walks through the door. So I'm going to share with you 7 of these different steps that you can take to make sure you're maximizing those opportunities and that give you the ability to make sure that you're setting the table for future business. So we're going to start with this. Number 1, you have to realize you have to stage the home where it's presented in a way that is professional. Understand this, the home that you're hosting as an open house is going to be the type of home that you're going to draw the typical type of client that you're looking for. So think of it this way, if that house is not prepared for this open house, if it doesn't have the landscaping in place, if it's got stuff on the counters, if it's not organized in a way where it's putting its best foot forward, in reality, you're not putting your best foot forward. So what is it that you can do to prepare the house prior to the open house so that when people walk through the door, not only are they impressed with the house, but they're impressed with you. It gives you an opportunity really to have a conversation with the ideal client you're looking for. Odds are, if you're out there and you're taking the time and you're putting the effort in on the front end to make the house more presentable, your business is going to be more presentable as well. The second step is to let the neighbors know that you're getting ready to host an open house. This is for 2 reasons. Number 1, we want to increase and get the opportunity to have as many people coming to the open house as possible. But this is a free opportunity that you don't want to let go by that gives you the opportunity to reach out to these sellers or these potential sellers, these homeowners, and let them know that you're out there hustling, working hard for this listing that you have. So let's use it this way. Imagine giving that call, and this could be done with phone calls. This could be done with door knocking. This can be done with leaving the door hangers. This can be done with mailers. It can be done with slide dial where you're just doing a broadcast message out to all of the people in the neighborhood. But really, in reality, the key is to make personal contact. I prefer the personal contact. I used to do door knocking, but I would highly encourage at a minimum making the phone calls. Now, you may do a mailer to let them know it's coming up, but follow up with a phone call. And simply, this is all it says is, hey, this is Jimmy Burgess with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Beach Properties of Florida. Just want to let you know that we actually have listed your neighbor's house. It's 4 doors down from yours, and we're going to host an open house on Saturday. Now, I want to let you know for 2 reasons. Number 1 is that if you have someone that you have that might be interested, a friend or family member, we love to give neighbors the opportunity to at least present this to their friends and family before the general public. So what we're going to do is the general open house is going to be from 10 to 12 on Saturday, but we're going to have it open from 9 o'clock until 10, especially for the owners or friends of the owners in the neighborhood. So if you'd like to stop by between 9 and 10, feel free to do so. Or if you'd like to send somebody my way that would like to come by, just let them know about those times and let me know they're coming. That way I'll make sure I plan for that. But I hope that you get a chance to come by and take a look at this. Now, this is what this is going to do. Number 1 is by giving them that information, you're potentially going to find that potential buyer. It may not even be the buyer for this house, but now what you've done is you've given them the opportunity to share with you, oh, well, I've got a friend that is actually thinking about buying in this neighborhood. Boom, that's a potential buyer for you. Also, what it does is these folks, typically what the NAR averages say is that after a house is sold, 15% of the homeowners in a general area around that are going to at least consider selling their place within a couple of 3 weeks of the time period that one closes. So now what we've done is we've set the stage where we started a conversation with these homeowners. And think about it this way, if we call 20 homeowners, 3 out of those 20 on average are going to consider selling their house. Doesn't mean they're going to, but they're going to at least consider selling their house just a few weeks after this one actually sells. So now we've started that conversation. We've shown them that we're out there doing the work. Also, when you see that group of people that come in between 9 and 10, that group that we talked about, that hour before the general portion that's open to the general public as far as the open house, that's the time that you understand that majority of people that are coming in during that time are neighbors. They're nosy neighbors, and usually if they're going to go to an open house for one of their neighbors, what they're doing is they're mentally preparing themselves and comparing that house to theirs. Well, this one is for sale for this price. Mine has got a pool and it's worth this much more. So it gives you an opportunity to start building relationships with other potential listings, as well as making sure you're maximizing the opportunity to sell this house. The third step is to spread the word every single way possible. Make sure that you let as many people know about this open house as you possibly can. Now that can be through social media, that can be through direct mail, that could be through going through and doing a video preview walkthrough, or teasing that you're going to have the open house on your new listing, or whatever it may be. Whatever you can do to maximize the exposure. Again, what we're doing is we're getting maximum exposure not only for this listing, but we're getting maximum exposure for you and your business as well. Even if this house doesn't fit, potential sellers, potential buyers are going to see your hustle, and it's going to be rewarded. Number 4 is take full advantage of the opportunity for signage. Listen, we talked about just in the previous one where we're going to make sure that we get the information and we get the word out about this open house as much as possible. The next step in that is to make sure on the day of the open house that we have as many directional arrow signs pointing as many people from as many different types of major thoroughfares as possible to find this open house on the day of. Again, this is a presentation of who you are by putting these signs out, these directional arrows, by having flags in the yard, by having it look attractive when people first come up. All of this is a statement on how you do your business. By putting all of these signs out, by directing that traffic, you're maximizing the opportunity not only for this home seller to get this home sold, but for you to be able to maximize the opportunity for exposure for you and your business. Number 5 is have marketing takeaway pieces. Again, you've got all these folks coming into this open house, and maybe they walk in and immediately they know this house is not for them. How do you take advantage of this opportunity to maybe lead them into an opportunity to work with you as their buyer's agent moving forward? So a couple of things here. Have some marketing pieces. Again, these are going to be a reflection of who you are. So what we like to do is a couple of different things. First thing is we have what we use is these lifestyle guides that were put together by Alan Dalton for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, and basically they're different life stages. So it may be buying your first home, then it may be where you're downsizing your home, and then it may be moving with pets. And what you'll see is the piece that they take tells you who they are, gives you a clue on how to have the conversation and how to begin to build that relationship. Another thing that we like to have is have other properties that are like that property that are available. So you may have a takeaway sheet that tells a little bit of information about potential houses, and then it has a big QR code that drives people to your website. It also is something where if they grab that, say, hey, listen, if you guys are interested in seeing any of those places, I'm going to be done at this open house at noon. I've blocked off some time this afternoon. Would you be interested in possibly seeing one of these other houses? Because I can make that happen if you're interested. Again, we're giving them an opportunity to have something they take away that is of value, that has meaning, and gives us an opportunity to move from just meeting them at the open house to building the relationship after the open house. Number 6 is to provide valuable feedback on the open house to your listing. So your person that has entrusted you to host this open house, they're sitting there with bated breath waiting to know how the open house went. Couple of things you can do to make sure of this. Think about it this way. The number 1 complaint for real estate agents is that they have a lack of communication. Their communication skills are lower. What happens when we flip what's typically the biggest thing that they complain about to making it where we're absolutely giving them more communication than they would expect? It absolutely drives that relationships deeper, and the trust grows, so that if you have to come to them with a price reduction, you've got more trust you build up, so that if you get the house sold for them quickly, you're more likely to get a referral. So this is what that communication should look like. It should have a breakdown of the number of people that came, as many details as you can about each of those people. This person came in, they were just lookers. This person came in, they're transferring in from another area. They were looking for. The feedback was they loved having the 4 bedrooms, but they felt like they were too small. They wished that there was more, it was more open floor plan. Whatever it is, the things that are there, or any of the negative things. You break it down and you give them as much communication as possible. Again, if you're an agent that's hosting open houses for other top producing agents, and maybe you're a newer agent, this is a way that you can absolutely drive home your relationship with that top producing agent to give you the opportunity to have more open houses for them. Think of it this way. The easier you make that job for that listing agent, the more likely they are to think first of you on the next listing, on the next opportunity for an open house. So this is what I would do is, if you're sending an email to a top producer, give them the feedback and make it where they can simply copy and paste it. Don't write that email to them. Say, hey, I'm breaking this down so that if you desire to, all you have to do is copy what I'm sending you and paste it into an email that you send to your seller. Again, we're giving the feedback that that seller wants. We're adding the value in a way that's probably not as expected, and we're overwhelming them with an opportunity to see exactly what the feedback is through that open house. This is a way that we not only we take advantage of the opportunity, and we get a seller who is on our side and on our team and sees that we're working hard for them. It gives us an opportunity to drive that relationship down deep deeper for additional transactions in the future as well as referrals. Last but not least, follow up with the leads from the open house within 24 hours. Now, a couple of things here. You've done all the hard work. You've had the open house. You've had people come in. But what most agents do is that's where it stops. Oh, well, they said they were just looking. You need to follow up in a way that adds value. So what is it that you can do? Think about the thing that that person mentioned to you. So if they said that they were a first-time home buyer, say, hey, listen, I wanted to send you a quick email and let you know that we have lenders that can go ahead and get you approved, so you'll know exactly how much you'd be looking at as far as down payment. Also, there are some programs out there right now for first-time home buyers where you can get some down payment assistance. You see, while adding value, you're driving home those relationships after the fact. Also, what I like to do and what I would highly suggest is the odds are they're going to multiple open houses on that day. So how do you set yourself apart? Simply going in and doing a quick video before you leave the open house so that they recognize you and they remember you, is going in and simply saying, hey, this is Jimmy Burgess. Thanks for stopping by the open house today. I wanted to I'm going to send you an email later today that's going to give you some additional information on some programs that are specifically out there within the lender that I work with for first-time home buyers that could really reduce the amount of cash you have to bring as well as get you the best rate possible. I'll send that over a little bit later. In the meantime, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Setting yourself apart from those 4 or 5 other people that they met at open houses. Also, following up with them with that email, with that information. Then following up with another call and saying, hey, I just want to make sure you got the information. Did you have any questions, or is there anything I can do to help you right now? Again, we're following up and giving them an opportunity to build that relationship with them. If they were hot, because you know when they're hot, when they come in there and they say, this one just really doesn't fit, and they took a takeaway sheet that has additional properties, why not call them and say, hey, listen, I've got a video walkthrough for one of these other places that you might be interested in. Send them that video walkthrough. Or stating, hey, listen, I just found out this house is open tomorrow. Would you guys like to go take a look at that one tomorrow? Again, the key and the money is in the follow-up. What is it that you're doing after the open house to make sure that that open house was not only a success for that day, but that it helps you build your business into the future? Open houses, in my opinion, are the best way to build your business right now, because you're going to have the opportunity to look people in the eyes, add value in a unique way, and start to build relationships. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.